Hi, today is January 29th, 2023, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 171, Tom Verlaine. In much the same way that a guru or gurumayi radiates wisdom by extolling the wisdom of the gurus or gurumayi's guru or gurumayi, so did Tom Verlaine radiate coolness by extolling the coolness of little Johnny Jewel. The lengthy introduction before the lyrics start builds anticipation, puts you up on a hook, and leaves you hanging there for 1 minute and 35 seconds. And then when Verlaine starts singing, well, little Johnny Jewel, he's so cool, he's so cool. I first heard the song at Max's, where it played over and over again on the jukebox. I think I only saw Tom Verlaine's band, Television, once, opening for Patty at a Palladium New Year's Eve show, December 31, 1976. John Cale was also on that bill. I was too excited about Patty to pay much attention to Tom Verlaine and Television or John Cale, but I was there. And I think maybe perhaps some of his coolness was transmitted to me that night. I'm not saying that I am anywhere near as cool as Tom Verlaine was, but I am saying that Tom Verlaine was so cool that he could transmit that shit in much the same way that Gurumayi Chidvilasananda is said to be able to transmit Shaktipat. I'm not saying that Gurumayi Chidvilasananda transmitted Shaktipat to me. I have never been in the same room as Gurumayi Chidvilasananda, but I have been in the same room as Tom Verlaine at least once. The Palladium was a big room, and I was in the balcony, and maybe I didn't even feel it at the time. But when I listened to Little Johnny Jewel this morning, I definitely felt it. Poem number 172, Shaktipat. Shaktipat is the transmission of spiritual energy from one person to another. Commonly, it refers to transmission from a guru or gurumayi to an acolyte. But I believe I have received Shaktipat in person from Patti Smith and Jonathan Richman and the Kronos Quartet, and maybe from Lydia Lunch, Diamanda Galas, Bruce Springsteen, and Tom Verlaine, and maybe I have received it from paintings and recordings and movies and books. I don't know. It certainly seems sometimes as if some energy has been transmitted to me or awakened within me, but one way in which I have never experienced it is directly from a spiritual master, and this is probably because when it comes to religious practice, I have been more of a dabbler or an autodidact than a serious practitioner or devotee. On Thursday, I heard David Harrington of the Kronos Quartet say that after all these years of study and practice, he still didn't understand how music works, and I am still thinking about that. Certainly, I have some sense of what music does, and I am coming to believe that transmission of Shaktipat is involved. But as to how it works, I have no idea. Poem number 173, Between 6 and 9. Sometimes I think that the best ideas for poems come between 6 and 9 in the morning. It is now 9:02 in the morning. I have had a few ideas this morning for poems that I haven't yet written. Maybe I will write them, or maybe I will wait a little longer for other ideas, even though it is past 9. One of the very exciting things about this practice of daily writing in the morning is that I often have no idea what is going to happen. Poem number 174, Your Voice. By choice, I heard your voice coming out of my earphones and into my ears for several hours yesterday. By choice, I listened. By choice, I responded. But some of the listening and some of the responses were not by choice. Your voice can be welcoming and inviting, provocative, exciting, a catalyst, igniting, enticing. Your voice is a vice in which I am gripped, and the lips from which your voice emerges grip me too. Your voice is a vice like cigarettes that I never want to give up. When you speak to me, I am turned and tossed. When you don't speak to me, I am lost. I am left with little choice, with or without your voice. Poem number 175, That One Thing. In March of 1989, I thought I would die, and I welcomed death, but in a brief moment of fear and clarity and resignation, I made a call that set me on a path. The woman I called told me that there was one simple but essential thing that I had to do, and I said that I had tried that one thing before, and it didn't work, and that the only way that that one thing would work was if I did this other thing, and this other thing, and this other thing. But she said no. Beyond the one thing, you don't have to do anything. And I said incredulously, but with a combination of hope and desperation, I don't have to do anything? And she repeated, you don't have to do anything. And it was that promise that convinced me to do that one thing. And I am very glad I did. I could tell you what that one thing was, but I would have to kill you, or alternatively, you could slide into my DMs and ask, and if I know you well enough, I could tell you without having to kill you. Poem number 176, If You Want Something Done. He looked at the pineapple and said that pineapple isn't going to eat itself, so he ate it. He looked at the dishes and said those dishes aren't going to do themselves, so he did them. He looked at the dog and said that dog isn't going to walk herself, so he walked her. He looked at the people and said those people aren't going to kill themselves, so he killed them. And the last poem today is poem number 177, This One Thing. There is only one stupid and annoying thing on my mind right now, and like that one thing from before, I don't want to say what this one thing is. If I could just get this one thing out of my mind, it would make room so that other, better, less stupid, and less annoying things could come into my mind, but I can't. I can't get this one thing that I don't want to mention out of my mind, and therefore other things that maybe I would want to mention can't make their way into my mind. So this one thing, this one stupid and annoying thing is making me really angry right now for getting in the way of what I believe would be other, better, less stupid, and less annoying things. But of course, it is entirely possible that once this one thing has left my mind, other, even more stupid and even more annoying things will enter my mind and make me even more angry than I am now. Sometimes it is hard to know what to hope for. All right, thank you. That's all I have for today. I really appreciate whatever attention you might choose to apply to what I am doing, what I have done. Oh my goodness, this is horrible. I'm ruining everything. Thank you is what I'm trying to say. Thank you very much.